What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Thanks for clicking on today's video. I have a great video for you today. It is a week 245 update of my weight loss story, or my journey to rewind my health from a morbidly obese weight to a healthy weight, living a keto, low carb, prioritizing protein way of life. So I will say real quick, this is just my story and my experience. At the end of the day, you talk to your doctor and you do you. And with that said, if you're looking for weight loss motivation, weight loss inspiration, a community here where we're doing weight loss challenges and stuff like that, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. And this way you are in and we can do this together. Because at the end of the day, having a community, which I'll talk about in this video, matters so much. So anyways, let's get this video started. Okay, so this is week 245. We are in the middle of my fitness everyday weight loss challenge for the month of October. In addition to that, one of my friends introduced me to another fitness challenge, so I'm kind of doing two at once. But the 75 Soft is a challenge that is 75 days long. I started it a little over 2.5 weeks ago, so I thought I'd give you an update or a recap on that. And then also I have a bunch of non-scale victories for you today and a few other things in between. So I guess we'll kick it off with the 75 Soft. Is a fitness, a mental, a physical, like it's one of those challenges that anybody can do. It's not specific to any type of diet, no fancy things. I will link in the cards, whichever, is the cards, and down below the details of the 75 Soft. Check that video out first and get the nitty gritty of what we're doing here. So, and for those of you that are doing it with me, I'm excited to see so many people wanting to join and do this. The 75 Hard is a lot harder, a lot more extreme, it takes a lot to be able to be that tough. So this is kind of like a dialed back version because I'm looking for more balance in my journey, a lifestyle change, something that I can truly stick with and do and make it doable at the end of the day. Because when you're living in the extremes, it's too hard, too volatile, and it's just not for me. So, and that's one thing I had to learn about myself because I've done them all. I've done everything at this point, right? So along the lines of that, having balance in your life is so important because when I'm on those extremes, my moods, when it's going good, I should say, it's going really good. But when it's going bad, it's going really bad. And then I start with my self-destructive, emotional eating, overeating, and all that stuff. And then I just reverse all the stuff that I just worked so hard to do, so I don't want that for me anymore. I want to live in balance. I want to live somewhere that I'm not familiar with because I'm only used to extremes. I either overeat or I am so freaking rigid that I don't live, quote unquote. Like I'm just that strict with myself. So those things both don't work. This time around, it feels different. And as I was reflecting why this feels different, and that's one of the main things, I'm not trying those extremes. I'm just trying balance. So cue the 75 Soft challenge. So I do want to mention some of my results that I'm having with the 75 Soft. Like I said, I started on October 5th. I think my end date or my 75 days date is like December 19th. So this is going to carry me through all the challenging months, vacations, that kind of thing with the end of the year, Christmas, all of that temptation. So I did it on purpose. This way I don't lose the sight of my goals. So basically, it's been 2.5 weeks for me since I hit the go button. And some of the things that I want to talk about now is the exciting stuff. And now I'm at that point where clothes are starting to fit better. Also, the non-scale victories, do not underestimate non-scale victories and how they can really help keep your overall morale good while you're trying to change your life, trying to make those lifestyle changes. So when I kicked off the 75 Soft, I think it was October 5th. So that following weekend was a softball tournament. So I was like, I am on a roll here. I'm not gaining weight. Softball tournaments are usually a good excuse to be naughty when it comes to your treats and, concession stand food or going out with the team, after and celebrating. So this time around, I'm like, Kyle, you got to help me. No matter what, keep me on track. So I was very successful for the last 2 weekends ago now. My youngest daughter's softball tournament. Well, last weekend, another weekend later, another softball tournament, this time for my oldest daughter. And I was like, all right, I am 2 weeks into this, help me stay strong, and that momentum, the mindset shift, everything just like propelled me right through the weekend. And again, I scored. And so this one was a lot more intense because it's 10U. They're older kids, way bigger. My daughter plays catcher. There's so much more that's going on at the plate when your daughter's a catcher. So it's high stress. And then, she's got a big bat on her. So she's got, I think, 3 home runs in one day, between the games. So I'm like, it was a very stressful environment, and usually those ones are the best opportunity to make excuses to celebrate, and I didn't do it. So 2 weekends in a row in Cliff Notes, I stayed on track and I actually lost weight. So when it comes down to staying on track and that focus right now, I don't know. It's like I'm 2.5 weeks in, and it's just all I think about right now. It's like, I want to do this for me. I want nothing more than to get to my goal weight, to change my life, to not have to do this anymore. And it's like, I'm just there, and I'm so laser focused, but in a balanced way, which is different. So it feels like uncharted territory right now. But I'm super proud of myself. So the good thing is I just feel so good. Clothes are hanging better. I feel more confident. It's just everything. So it keeps me focused. So living in balance, and then I didn't gain weight on 2 tournaments in a row. And then the last non-scale victory is I've got pretty much the whole softball team and my neighbors. Like, I got so many people doing these 75 soft with me right now. And it's incredible, because when you have like so many people doing it, everybody's like doing their best. So it has been so easy to stay on track, so easy to get a workout partner, so easy to have that mom time where, we're softball moms, where we're just, venting and working out together and that whole thing. So you got to have some sort of community. It's really helped me this time around, because before I felt like I was in it all by myself, just sharing it. Now I have like 15 people doing this with me, and it's like surreal, because it's just weird to have people checking in on you locally, and doing it with you. And just get yourself a community. It will make all the change. Don't do it by yourself. I mean, you can. I did it by myself the first time, but the community really does help keep you going, especially in those vulnerable moments, the moments that you may have weakness and you just need that extra push, use your community. So this time around, I'm not trying to be keto, or I'm not like trying to stay within that box of the keto macros, right? This time around, I'm just like, I'm going to prioritize protein, and I'm going to fit the carbs and fats in where they lie. So it's more like a high protein, low carb approach with a heavy emphasis on protein. So I was just curious after, I think it was like, Thursday or so last week. It was at some point last week. I'm like, you know what? What are my ketone levels? What's my glucose? So I haven't checked that stuff in at least a year. And so the interesting thing is, I'm actually not making being in ketosis a goal. If it happens, it happens, whatever. But I'm not like monitoring it. I'm not specifically tracking macros. I'm not doing all that stuff. All I'm doing is prioritizing protein. Like, I'm having at least 40 grams of protein per meal. So it's like interesting. So I used my Keto Mojo, and I'll link my what I use down below with my discount code. But I tried it, and I am in ketosis. And I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? So my ketones, my blood glucose, it's happy right now. And despite not having to kill myself to like track every macro, stress about all the carbs, stress about everything, and just prioritize the protein on my plate. And it's like, holy crap. And I'm not even trying. So that is such a cool feeling, because I have mentioned last week's video, I feel so good. I have that feeling. And now I know why, because I do feel excellent in when I am in ketosis. So it makes sense, you know? So, but that's just for fun. Again, that's not my goal. But I'm active by working out with strength training 1 hour a day minimum. You know, I'm doing walks with my friends. I'm prioritizing protein. I'm really staying away from all processed foods, added sugar, you know, all that stuff. So it's like, it makes sense why it kind of is naturally there. And it feels great. But right now we're going to keep doing what we're doing. So as far as weight loss goes on the 75 soft, I'm not giving my starting weight and all that. You'll have to check out my other channel, Overactive Fork to Fit. My measurements, you know, pictures and stuff like that. I'm saving that content for the 1 month update for that channel. So go ahead and subscribe there if you want to check it out. But I will tell you the weight loss week by week. So the first week, I didn't lose a single pound. I was furious that morning when I weighed in and saw a big fat 0 on the scale. I was like, damn you, Karen. I named my scale Karen. Because she's mouthy sometimes. So later that day when I weighed in, I got my period. So clearly, you know, when Aunt Flo shows up, she's not my friend. So week 2 came around and I had dropped 6 pounds. So that was a more accurate representation of the weeks 1 and 2. I just didn't get to see what week 1 was. So week 1, 0, week 2, 6 pounds, and week 2.5, it's not been 3 weeks quite yet. I'm at 2 pounds lost for this week. So in 2.5 weeks, I've lost 8 pounds. So I feel great. I'm happy. It just feels right this time. And that's because I got the community of my friends locally all doing this with me. I'm making that effort. I am trying my best so that when I have opportunities normally that I could use as excuses, like softball tournaments, you know, stuff like that, I am using those opportunities to keep my goals going instead of sliding back into bad habits, you know, and just wanting this for me and choosing a true lifestyle change. So part of the 75 soft that was so appealing is it's a really easy plan to do. Like, I was already drinking a load of water. I cut out all the sodas and all the other stuff. You're like, I'm barely even drinking coffee right now because I've got to drink so much water, right? So it's like, it was easy to do the water. It was easy to get my workouts in because I crave them. I need them. And I've found a way to fit them in my schedule, you know, so it just so on and so forth. It just makes it so much easier and a lot more balanced approach to making this lifestyle change and making it stick. And then the last thing I want to say is a lot of people have reached out personally and like, do you see all the negative comments on your channel? I'm like, I could care less about the negative comments on my channel. Like, it's really not even on my radar. I consider those people like cockroaches, and cockroaches are going to exist, you know, so it does not bother me. The hate is rolling right off my shoulder. I could care less because at the end of the day, they're cockroaches and I'm over here living my best life. So I am going to keep going and keeping my head up and using any of that negativity as fuel to keep going forward and keep doing my best, because that, at the end of the day, is what I'm here for. I'm sharing what I'm doing so that maybe you can be inspired, maybe you can take that first step and you can change your life too. And that's what I care about when it comes to why I post these videos. And at the end of the day, it does keep me accountable and it keeps me honest of what's actually happening in my journey. So I hope that makes sense. Cockroaches will be cockroaches. Don't feed the trolls, and it doesn't bother me. But I do want to thank every single one of you that has stuck by me, has been a part of this community, has done this with me, has been here all along and cheered me on. And I thank you for being here. And that is all I have for you today, folks. I am Jess. I will see you at the next one. You're watching Keto Rewind. Bye.